A Monday Night Football matchup against the Bears set up a second chance for Sam Bradford to showcase his mastership with the new-look Vikings offense, but it soon unfortunately unraveled into the usual injury-plagued outing for the former Oklahoma Sooners Heisman winner. Bradford and the Vikings were without standout rookie running back Dalvin Cook, whose season came to premature end last week with a knee injury. With the play-action game once again in shambles in the first half on the road in Chicago, Bradford found himself in familiar territory, scrambling for his dear life with a still injured knee. He may have been rushed back too soon, and that showed right away. Even RG3 took notice. "Gotta get Bradford out for his own safety, trust me, I know the feeling." Robert Griffin III at RG October 10, 2017 sacked 4 times and under constant pressure in the first half, with most of us wanting to look away. Sammy B went 511 for 36 yards before being forced to leave the game just prior to halftime. He was clearly hobbled with no mobility, and it was a tough sight for any OU fan. Replacing Bradford for the 4th straight game, Case Keenum drove the team to a close victory against their divisional rivals. With Teddy Bridgewater potentially returning in a few weeks and Bradford's body just never giving him a long enough respite from interruption, things again look a bit muddled for Sam, and it's hard to tell just how this season turns out for our guy in mini. Lucky to avoid serious re-injury, if Bradford can get healthy this season, then this team could still challenge for a playoff berth. But a very tough NFC North and a beaten-up core could ultimately mean the same OL for Sammy and the Vikings at the end of this year. Sigh. On another note, Bradford's former teammate and Bob Stoops' greatest running back ever at Oklahoma, Adrian Peterson, is with a new team for the second time in a few months. The former NFL rushing champ and league MVP is headed to Arizona after a disappointing stay in New Orleans through Week 5. The Cardinals are still without starter David Johnson and could be more receptive to giving AD more than 5 carries a game to celebrate AD getting another chance to start over in 2017. Here's a highlight reel of some of his best moments. "I'm not sure how much he truly has left in the tank, but here's to hoping he's an actual part of Bruce Arians' offense in Arizona." Speaking of former standout OU running backs, Bengals rookie Joe Mixon finally found the end zone in his young NFL career. Joe finished with 15 carries for 51 yards and the score in the Bengals over the Bills. Mixon has come to look more comfortable in the offense in Cincinnati under the direction of new coordinator Bill Lazor. In the last 3 games, the Bengals have gone 21 with Mixon's averaging 19 touches per game in that span, increasing from just 21 touches through the first 2 games combined. Cincy Jungle feels Mixon's expanding role in the offense and as an NFL rusher is a big reason for the team's turnaround from that dismal 0-2 start. DeMarco Murray continued his quiet season with 14 rushes for 58 yards and a fumble along with 4 catches for 11 yards in a loss against the Dolphins. Kenny Stills caught 1 pass for 13 yards, and Damian Williams rushed 3 times for 15 yards, adding a reception for 13 yards. On the other side for Miami, Sterling Shepard, who finished with a reception for 9 yards in a loss against the Chargers, was a part of the Giants' wide receiver trio to go down with an injury on Sunday. The G-men lost Odell Beckham Jr. and Brandon Marshall for this season, and before Shep went down it looked like he would benefit most from the extra looks from Eli Manning in the coming weeks. The Giants' season continues to barrel downhill, however, and let's hope Shep can bounce back stronger upon his expected return. Giants believe Wr. Sterling Shepard suffered sprained ankle similar to one he had in some or more tests Monday, per source. Could be 2 weeks. Adam Schefter at Adam Schefter October 9, 2017 Aaron Ripkowski got a carry for 2 yards in the Packers' win against the Cowboys. Jermaine Gresham caught 2 passes for 16 yards in the Cardinals' loss in Philadelphia to the NFC East leading Eagles. On the defensive side, Aaron Colvin made some real noise against struggling Big Ben and the Steelers on Sunday, registering a game-high 10 tackles including 1 for loss as the Jaguars continue piling on surprise blowout wins behind an elite defense. It is 2017, after all, so yep, of course. Tony Jefferson grabbed 4 tackles and a sack in the Ravens' win against the Raiders. Devontae Bond is now a starter on the Tampa Bay defense alongside All-Pro Gerald McCoy, and finished with 2 tackles in last Thursday's win against the Patriots as stud linebackers Quan Alexander and Levante David continue to sit out with injury. Speaking of McCoy, one of my favorite Sooners of all time, his 4 tackles, 1 sack and 1 pass breakup against the Pats continued to add to another solid season on his way to hopefully a 6th straight Pro Bowl. These Sooners also saw action for their respective teams this weekend. Denotes starter Blake Belte Vikings, Jordan Evans Pound Bengals, James Hannity Cowboys, Lane Johnson RT Eagles, David King to Titans, Darrell Williams RG Panthers, James Winchester LS Chiefs. The following Sooners were inactive, on bye weeks or did not play in Week 5. Dominic Alexander Pound Browns, Landry Jones QB Steelers, Stacey McKee de Washington, bye week. Corey Nelson Pound Broncos, bye week. Samaje Perine RB Washington, bye week. Adrian Peterson RB Saints, bye week. Jordan Phillips DT Dolphins, Donald Stevenson RT Broncos, bye week. Charles Tapper de Cowboys, Tressway P Washington, Deed Westbrook WR Jaguars, IR. Trent Williams LT Washington.